Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Shay's Equilibrium. My name is Natasha and the focus of my channel is about maintaining a balance in our everyday lives. If you find this content to be something up your alley, go ahead, click on the like button below and make sure to subscribe. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about feeling stuck, make a change. Many of us, we go through our lives and we're feeling stuck, and stuck meaning that we're not moving. We're just in this rut and we feel as if life is just passing us by and we're wondering, what are we doing? Exactly what is meant of my life? And some of us, we have these great ideas, but we're afraid to step out on those ideas and do what is in our heart to do. And so today, the topic, feeling stuck, make a change. Don't be afraid to make that change. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, actually making that change. How do I make a change when I'm feeling stuck, right? When I'm feeling stuck in a rut and I don't feel like I can move forward. Exactly what do I need to do to get that one foot in front of the next and get out of the place, that rut that I'm in? So today I'm going to be giving you some nuggets that you can hold on to and you can go through with this process for change. I was in that rut, which is why I'm bringing up this topic. I felt like I was stuck. Yes, I do have my job and it is a good job. However, I felt like I was meant to do more than just a job, more than just a 9 to 5. I felt like there was a different calling for me and that I can encourage other people. And so I ended up doing this particular topic, which is my first topic on YouTube. And I hope that it is helpful and it will encourage someone to go ahead and make that change in their lives and to step out. When we talk about making a change, that means to do something different. It's not about doing the same old. And so making a change is uncomfortable. And some of the information that I'm going to be providing you today is coming from the University of Albany. They're the ones that came out with the elements of change. And it helped me to kind of assess my life and to see how is it that I'm going to make a change? What can I do differently in my life so that I can progress and I can get out of that rut, that feeling of being stuck? Another thing that also helped me was a book that I read. And that book, I know many of you may know of that book, is Who Moved My Cheese, right? Who Moved My Cheese, about some rats running through a maze. But these different rats that were in the maze learned some really good lessons. And we can literally learn from those rats that were going through that maze. And I would ask of you to go ahead, get that book, Who Moved My Cheese, read it if you're feeling stuck. And kind of know that change is a good thing because life continues to change. Things are changing on a daily basis. And in order for us to keep up with life, we have to make sure that we're able to adapt and make those necessary changes that we need to make in our lives. In that book, one of the things that really left me, because I read that book years ago, but there was one thing that stuck with me over the years, and it was about the business Blockbuster. If anyone is as old as I am, which kind of gives away my age, but hey, Blockbuster was a booming business, right? It had videos. You can go in, you can rent, you can watch the videos. But there was something happening in the world, right? The world was becoming more technologically savvy, and Blockbuster did not grab a hold of that. So they weren't able to move with their cheese, basically move with their money, their cash flow, right? So they lost out because they didn't make the necessary changes. And big companies like Netflix began to come in and took over a place that Blockbuster could have actually been the star right now, but they are no longer around because they weren't able to make that change. So change is something that we can help, something that is going to help us to move forward in life, which is why we definitely need to know when is it that we need to start beginning to make that change to move our lives forward. So here is where that information from the University of Albany is going to come in with their elements of change. The first step that they talk about, and I'm going to be using some notes that I have, is a present discomfort, right? You have to feel uncomfortable in where you are right now. And if you're feeling uncomfortable in where you are right now, you're saying, where I am right now is not where I want to be. Where I am right now is just having me feeling stuck. I know that there's more for me to do. There has to be some level of discomfort. If you're not having a problem with where you are, if you're not saying this is too much, you're kind of comfortable. You're saying, I don't really need to change, or maybe I need to change, but it's not a big issue right now. Then you're not ready for change. When you begin to have a problem, I mean a problem with saying you're looking at certain things, and I'm not saying looking at other people, because you shouldn't base yourself upon what other people are doing, but there is an unrest in yourself where you know, like, oh, I gotta change. I need to change, right? You have to have that pressing issue to change. It's just like some people, they may be in their house is untidy, it's a mess, but they're okay with it. Then there's no reason for them to change. But if you begin to say, listen, my house is a mess and I just can't deal with this. It's cluttering me in. I feel like I need to get out. After a while, you begin to start to pick up those little messy things around your house because you can't live in that situation. It's the same thing with change when it comes to your life. When you begin to have a situation or something in your life that begins to say, listen, it's too much. I need to move from here because I feel like things are caving in right now. You know that you are at the right place for change. So don't even worry about that feeling that you're having. You are at a good place. You are the one who is ready for change. You are at the place now where yes, you can step into change because you are feeling uncomfortable, and there's nothing wrong with feeling uncomfortable about where you are, because that's how I was feeling. That made me make this big step into deciding that I was going to do this YouTube, try my hands at this YouTube. And if it's a success, great. If it's not, then I say, well, hey, I tried it and it wasn't for me, but I am here to tell you how to move yourself along in life. So please, if you're feeling uncomfortable, ride with the feeling, but now you are ripe. You are a fruit ready for picking, for the change picking season, right? So get ready to move on into change. The next step that you realize that you're faced with is emotional security, right? Now, when we're talking about emotional security, we're talking about the fact is this change, is it going to make me feel safe? Because we all know that feeling safe is a way that we safeguard ourselves. If we're not feeling safe in regards to the change that we're going to be making, it's going to be very difficult to make that change. And it's just like a person who is in a relationship that is a violent relationship, right? And they realize that I need to make a change. But if there weren't some security blanket, if there isn't a safe haven for that person to run to make that change where they feel covered, it's going to be very hard for them to say, I'm going to leave, because their life is at stake, right? So it's the same thing with change. If I'm planning to make a change that does not make me feel safe, it's going to be very difficult for me to make that change. So the first and foremost things, we have to be emotionally ready for that change. And sometimes that's the hard part, right? We can feel uncomfortable about something, but then making that step where I'm not feeling too safe is going to be another situation. So what you need to stop now and think is, what do I have to lose? That's the biggest question, right? What do I have to lose if I make this step to change? And that's what I did when I looked at coming onto YouTube. I was like, Shay, what do you have to lose if you get yourself your little light, fix up yourself, get in front of a camera and begin to talk to people? What exactly do you have to lose in that? And I said, I have nothing to lose. So therefore, it made me comfortable to make that change. Some people, when they're about to make a change, it's a little bit more unsettling, right? Because some people may be looking at leaving a job to branch out into something that they're not sure if it's going to work for them, right? But no one just ups and leave a job without some kind of safety blanket in place, right? So you must have saved a little bit, whereas you have something to live off of, right? You must have put in some kind of safety net in there to make sure you have that balance going, because remember, we're all about maintaining the balance. We don't want any rugs to be pulled out from underneath anyone when we're coming on to making that change. So we do want to be secured emotionally. So whatever you need to put in place, if you need to save a little bit more before you make that change, if you need to get certain resources in place before you make that change, if you need to make sure that you have someone there to hold you accountable before you make that change, make sure that you are emotionally secured. You're emotionally ready to make that step. Now, once you find yourself that there, you know what? I have nothing to lose if I make this change. Then you're ready to go on to step number 3, right? We are running and we're getting ready to make that change, and we're heading on into step number 3. But if you want to, I don't want to prolong your time here with all of my babbling, right? So if there's any questions that you have, any comments that you have so far, go ahead, drop them down there in the comments section. If you have anything that you want to say, go ahead, drop them down, because I don't want this video to be too long. So if you want to hear about the other 3 steps that you need to go ahead into making that change, please come back again, drop by my channel, Shay's Equilibrium. And come on, let's be a family. Let's enter into this station together and make that step towards change as we go into it together. Guys, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I don't take that lightly, for just tuning into me, Natasha. I'm here just to help you along to make that change as I am trying to do in my life. Not perfect, but we're all working together to get it done, to get to where we need to get to in life, to be the best we that we need to be, to balance ourselves, right? So come back again, and so happy to have you here. And next time we're going to do part 2 of feeling stuck, make a change. Come back and hear the other steps. Nice to have you. Mwah. Thank you. Bye.